The story begins with a warning. Human civilization is now on the brink of collapse. The Earth may never return to its former state. Perhaps this is the end of humanity. While major countries around the world are overwhelmed by chaos and devastation, Thailand remains relatively under control. As this warning is broadcast on the radio, Singh is seen loading goods onto a truck from the dock area. Singh now works for Mr. Vasu. During the pandemic, the food supplies he provided were distributed throughout Thailand, and still are to this day. However, Vasu's wife, Anne, has been suffering from blood cancer for the past 5 years. She's admitted to Prachimit Hospital and is barely surviving through daily blood transfusions. To save his beloved, Vasu's company discovers a type of fish found in small ponds, which, when consumed as liver, might help improve Anne's condition. On the way, a group of people suddenly ambushes Singh and his team. Their intention is to steal the fish from the truck and sell them at high prices. But Singh's exceptional boxing skills help him fend off the attackers and save the cargo. However, during the scuffle, one of the fish containers gets damaged. Angered by this, Punich deducts half the payment from Singh and his friends, giving them the broken box of fish in return. Though upset, the group decides to cook and enjoy the rare fish anyway, since it's been a long time since they had such food. Punich, seeing the remaining fish crates intact, calls for a meeting with top officials from Vasu's company and even members of their opposition party. In the meeting, Punich states that the entire world is now facing a food crisis, and millions are starving. To impress the attendees, Punich serves the freshly cooked fish and tastes it first. But within minutes, he starts vomiting blood and collapses, requiring immediate hospitalization. Meanwhile, after completing his job, Singh returns home on his bike after many days. Rin, furious, confronts him. She says, "Why are you still doing such dangerous work? Just quit it and everything will be fine." Singh replies that he has one last job left. After that, he'll leave this profession forever. Rin doesn't argue further and heads off to work. She is a doctor by profession. A van is sent from the hospital to pick Rin up. But Rin isn't alone. With her is another nurse, Mincho, and Mincho's young son Buddy. They finally arrive at the hospital. Inside the hospital, Rin and Buddy move from room to room, checking on various patients, taking updates on their health. Rin had an important surgery scheduled soon, and she was preparing for it when a senior doctor asked her to visit Mr. Vasu on the 10th floor. Meanwhile, Punich, Vasu's manager, had already been admitted to the hospital after consuming the fish. However, before any operation could be performed, he bled to death. As the team was still processing the shock, a nurse noticed something terrifying. Punich had come back to life. But not as a human, he had turned into a brainless zombie. The nurse, caught off guard, was attacked by Punich and quickly turned into a zombie herself. Within moments, screams of horror echoed throughout the hospital. Elsewhere, in his apartment, Singh waited calmly for Rin to return. Suddenly, an emergency announcement came over the public broadcast system. Prachimit Hospital had been sealed off and declared a quarantine zone. Startled, Singh dropped his food and rushed out toward the hospital. But little did he know, the food he had just eaten included the same fish that had turned others into zombies. Upon reaching the hospital, Singh saw that the military had surrounded the entire building. No one was allowed in or out. Suddenly, to everyone's shock, a body fell from the upper floor. As a soldier rushed to help, the body came back to life and tried to bite him. Reacting instantly, the soldier drew his gun and blew the creature's head off with a clean headshot. But it was already too late. Before dying, the zombie had managed to bite the soldier. The entire hospital was now in the grip of a full-scale zombie outbreak. Through this madness, Singh managed to sneak inside. Desperately, he started searching for Rin. Rin was on the 10th floor, hiding in a room, trying to evade the zombies. She wasn't alone there, a patient was already hiding inside. She thought if the situation calmed down, she would help him escape too. But the moment she peeked outside and returned, she realized the awful truth: the patient was infected. He was turning into a zombie. He lunged at Rin. Terrified, she somehow managed to fight him off and escape the room. As she ran out, she suddenly heard someone shouting her name through the hospital's broadcasting system. The voice, it was so familiar. She froze. "Singh? How did he get here?" Rin tried to respond through the broadcasting mic, but the signal didn't go through. The hospital had become a living hell. People were running for their lives, others being devoured by the infected. Realizing he couldn't reach her through the broadcast room, zombies ambushed him, but with his kickboxing skills, he took them down one by one. None of them could even touch him. Clearing the path, Singh reached the upper floors, where he saw Buddy cornered by a zombie. Without a second thought, Singh rushed in and killed the zombie. He immediately asked Buddy, "Where is Rin?" Buddy spotted a signboard and immediately told Singh that Rin and his mother might be trapped on the 5th floor. Singh and Buddy headed upstairs, but soon encountered a horde of zombies. Singh fought his way through them and made it to the upper floors, where they witnessed a heartbreaking scene. A young man injected himself with a deadly dose of medicine right in front of his father, and seeing this, Buddy broke down in tears. Singh noticed more zombies approaching from behind. Not wasting a second, he grabbed Buddy and rushed toward the staircase. As they climbed higher, a zombie grabbed Buddy's leg and tried to pull him down. Buddy was slipping. At the very last moment, Singh pulled him up, saving him from the undead, and continued towards the 5th floor. There, Buddy spotted his mother, Mincho. He ran into her arms, relieved and crying. Mincho handed Buddy his inhaler and asked him to go to the 10th floor, where Rin was. But she made it clear, she wouldn't be going. Buddy didn't understand why. But Singh noticed something. Mincho had a zombie bite on her arm. Singh immediately dragged Buddy away. But Buddy refused to leave his mother. In a fit of desperation, he bit Singh's hand and ran back to her. Unfortunately, it was too late. Mincho had already turned into a zombie. Singh somehow pulled Buddy away and fought off the zombies before rushing up to the 10th floor. Meanwhile, outside the hospital, a little girl came looking for her mother. A man tried to save her from approaching zombies. As he carried her outside, the military suddenly opened fire. The man, and the innocent girl, died instantly. At this point, the situation spiraled completely out of control. The population of Bangkok was nearly 5 million, and there were only 500 people trapped in the hospital. To protect the greater population, a harsh decision was made: bomb the hospital and destroy it completely. Following orders, the military began planting explosives inside the hospital. Inside, Rin already knew that Singh had come to save her. But where was he now? To find out, she needed to access the hospital's security cameras from the security room. She entered the security room and pulled up the CCTV feeds. What she saw horrified her. Every floor of the hospital was overrun by zombies. It looked like no one had survived. Except one. Vasu. He was still locked inside the ICU. Without hesitation, Rin ran toward the ICU. When she reached it, she begged Vasu to let her in and save her. At first, Vasu hesitated. But eventually, he opened the door. Just then, a few zombies reached the area. Rin rushed inside and slammed the door shut behind her. Vasu told her that he had already informed the military they were still inside and not infected. A helicopter would soon arrive on the roof to rescue them. Until then, they would be safe. Rin let out a breath of relief. But something didn't add up. Earlier, the military commander had ordered the hospital to be destroyed. But now it made sense. Pressure from higher authorities had forced the commander to change the plan and send an elite unit to rescue Mr. Vasu. On the other side of the hospital, Buddy had lost all hope. With his mother gone, he believed he was now just a burden to Singh. He didn't want Singh to get hurt because of him. But Singh had made a promise to Mincho, to protect her son. No matter what. Even with his last breath. He looked Buddy in the eye and said, "You have to live. Not for me, but for your mother." Those words ignited something in Buddy. He stood up again, determined to honor his mother's final wish. Mr. Vasu, trying to protect his dying wife. And's blood supply was nearly depleted. The very man who once saved the entire country without hesitation, now sat helpless, praying for a way to save his own wife. Vasu looked at Rin and said, "If you can arrange blood for Anne, I promise I'll help you escape from this hospital." For Rin, this might be the last and only way to survive. So she agreed. By the time Singh and Buddy reached the 10th floor, they saw that the rescue team had arrived outside. The countdown began, exactly 30 minutes left. Meanwhile, Rin came out in search of blood, only to find the entire area swarming with zombies. Just then, Singh arrived and spotted Rin's fallen ring, realizing she must be nearby. In the next moment, Rin saw Singh and Buddy through the glass wall. As several zombies surrounded Rin, Singh began fighting them off one by one with powerful boxing punches, clearing the path. On one hand was Mr. Vasu's struggle for survival, on the other, Alpha Team's rescue operation. Overnight, the hospital had turned into a battlefield. By then, Alpha Team had secured blood for Vasu's wife, and now, they had to reach the rooftop for extraction. Singh killed the zombies outside the room and broke down the door, sending Buddy to help Rin. Just in time, little Buddy made a heroic entry and rescued her. As she sprayed the fire extinguisher, the chaos momentarily settled, but when a zombie tried to attack her, Sing crushed its head. Meanwhile, as Alpha Team escorted Vasu to the rooftop, a zombie suddenly bit Medic. The others realized he would soon turn, so suppressing their emotions, they killed him. Hearing footsteps outside, Sing was about to step out when Alpha Team mistook him for a zombie and shot him. Luckily, the bullet only hit his shoulder. Instead of helping him, they forcefully took Rin and Buddy toward the rooftop. Rin shouted that Sing wasn't infected. As more zombies arrived, chaos erupted. Sing attacked the soldier dragging Rin, and a massive fight broke out. Losing control, Sing knocked the officer unconscious but was gravely injured himself. Before passing out, he saw the soldier being devoured by a zombie. Maybe this was his end. Flashes of every moment he'd spent with Rin played before his eyes. When Sing regained consciousness, he found himself in a safe place. Rin had treated his wounds and brought him there. Sitting together in quiet conversation, Sing took out the ring from his pocket, placed it on her finger, and promised that once they escaped, he'd go anywhere she wanted. He vowed to leave behind every dangerous mission, for her. Now, it was time for one final attempt. As they opened the door to leave, they saw the same soldier whom Sing had knocked out, now turned into a zombie, approaching them. Only 14 minutes remained. Sing threw alcohol on the zombie and set it on fire, burning it to ashes. But then something strange happened. The fire activated the hospital's safety sprinkler system, and as water spread everywhere, the zombies began to mutate. Their faces distorted like fish, they became faster, stronger, more terrifying. Realizing he had made things worse, Sing and Rin hurried toward the rooftop and encountered Vasu. The moment water touched Anne, she suddenly awoke, not as a human, but as a zombie. Vasu understood she was no longer the woman he loved. Still, he couldn't leave her. When Anne bit his neck, Vasu embraced her one last time. As he was torn apart by the zombies, his love remained unshaken. Sing, Rin, and Buddy had no choice but to leave Vasu behind and ran toward the rooftop. But the zombies chased them relentlessly. Sing told the others to go on while he stayed back to fight them off. Eventually, he got trapped inside a car. As zombies tried to tear him apart, the vehicle suddenly exploded, flinging the zombies away. Somehow, Sing survived and began sprinting toward the rooftop. Meanwhile, Rin and Buddy reached the rooftop. A soldier examined them and asked about Vasu, learning he didn't make it. The soldier instructed them to board the helicopter. But Rin refused. Sing was still out there, trapped among the zombies. She begged them to wait. The soldiers knew time was running out. The hospital could be blown to rubble at any moment. Still, one soldier agreed. They would wait exactly 5 minutes for Sing. They boarded the helicopter and soon saw Sing at the rooftop door, but he wasn't alone. Hordes of zombies were behind him. Sing held the door with all his strength to keep them from bursting through. If he tried to run toward the chopper, the zombies would overwhelm him and endanger the helicopter too. The soldier realized they couldn't bring Sing aboard. With a heavy heart, they took off without him. Sing knew exactly what he was doing. The time had come, to protect the woman he loved and to fulfill the promise he made to Buddy's mother. He was ready for his final moment. He began, kickboxing with handheld blades, slicing through wave after wave of zombies in rapid motion. A perfect last stand. And then, a massive explosion. The entire hospital crumbled to the ground. Rin held Buddy close, sitting silently, eyes wide in disbelief. Time passed. Rin now lives her final days in the quiet village of Changdao, Thailand, remembering Sing. But then came the end credit scene. We see that Sing, miraculously, survived that final explosion. Scarred, hardened, alive. Now, he's ready for revenge. And with that, the story ends.